Hey guys, I'm Grestar, and how about we watch RWBY Volume 4, Chapter 1, The Next Step. Of course, make sure to click here to go to the official release first, like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and then come back here and we'll watch it together. Now, if you guys weren't yet aware, at the start of RWBY Volume 4, Rooster Teeth actually did release some content guidelines, for reactors to actually follow, so now I'm finally able to have a Let's Watch of this series, yay! People, of course, will argue that I was always able to have, a Let's Watch of this series, but, I kind of beg to differ because I think that when you are infringing on someone's copyright like that it's kind of good to have spoken permission first. Spoken, written, but just like actual, tangible, where I can point at it and be like, look, they said that I'm allowed to, and now I actually can do that. They actually did post these guidelines. They're clearly saying, like, as long as you follow these guidelines, which admittedly to me were kind of vague, but as long as you do, then you're cool. And so I have to assume I'm cool. On top of that, Gray Mardigan, though, pointed out that we have to wait at least until the video is on their YouTube channel. So it's about a week after the episode actually comes out before we can post a Let's Watch format, my kind of Let's Watch format. So now you know. So this is my plan, guys. My plan, and I might fall behind sometimes, but the thing that I have in mind right now is that I'm going to have a reaction the way that I was initially, if I could get my words out, initially doing RWBY reactions before it's published on YouTube. But that's okay because I won't actually be including their video in my video. But if you want to see, my reaction earlier, if you want to get it, as soon as possible pretty much, and you're willing to open up the actual video in another window or another tab sort of thing, then I want to give you guys the opportunity to do that because I'm going to wait, of course, until the RWBY episode is actually on Rooster Teeth's YouTube channel before I upload my Let's Watch of it because, if they're gonna give me guidelines, you better believe I'm gonna try to follow those guidelines. Anyway, back to the actual content. So yes, this is the start of RWBY Volume 4, Chapter 1. The next step is, pretty awesome. And I want to point out really quick too that I have at this point seen all of the World of Remnants as far as I'm aware, and I did see the Volume 4 trailer where RWBY fought like the Gorilla Grim kind of thing, and it was really cool. I have to say, just from the trailer, that you can definitely tell, like, it's the same style, RWBY is, same style of animation, but to me it looks a lot better somehow. And I believe that they switched from Poser Studio or whatever it's called to something else, something with Maya, maybe? I don't know, but they switched programs, and I just think it looks really good, really smooth. The colors are nice and vibrant, and as far as the actual content, RWBY is a lot better now. I think this takes place 6 or 8 or something, some amount of months later from when we left them in Volume 3. And her control over her semblance, you could just tell how much better she is. It seems like she's a lot less reliant on the momentum from her sniper, though I'm sure that's still going to come into play. I'm sure she's going to go, use her abilities and her skills just hand in hand. So I'm not upset by any means about that. I think it's awesome that RWBY has grown so much, and that's what I'm really looking forward to with this. Not so much the fighting, but really just seeing what I want to see from this episode, basically, is the aftermath of everything that has happened. I want to see the characters again and how much they've grown since then, how the world has developed, has panic grown into like little civil wars kind of thing, or nation against nation. Like, is Atlas kind of hiding away now, or are they building up an army in case the others get mad and attack them? I don't know. So, that's mostly what I'm looking forward to. I want to see, after all the crap that happened at the end of Volume 3, I just want to see what became of, like, the characters, really, that I've come to love. So, I hope that I don't expect early on, but, what I'm really hoping for, not with this episode, but just soon at some point, is seeing the main 4 girls again. Team RWBY I really want to see, because I want to see how Yang is coping with, the loss of her arm, and I want to see how Weiss ended up when her father took her back. I want to know what happened to Blake when she just ran away. I get why she ran, but, that kind of thing. And, of course, Team Juniper. The rest of the people, it's alright. Like, I don't need to know about them so much, I don't think. It would be cool to hear about Crow, and I don't expect to hear about Ozpin for a while, though I still don't think that he's dead. As for Cinder and the other two, almost like Quicksilver again, Bloody Mercury and Emerald, who knows exactly what happened to them. I think that at least Mercury and Emerald lived. I assume Cinder lived too. I wasn't as sure at the end of Volume 3, the last chapter, because I was thinking, well, if whatever RWBY Silver Eyes did was able to freeze the Dragon Grim, then maybe it killed Cinder too. But then, Cinder would have lost the Fall Maiden's powers, and I don't know who else it would have been transferred to at that time. Yeah. And whoever the mysterious witch was, the Salem woman, who knows? So yeah, really just looking forward to seeing the aftermath of everything and how the characters are at this point in time. So I think that I've talked long enough about this, so with that, let's get to watching. 3, 2, 1, play. Here we go then. Volume 4, Chapter 1, the next step, and there's a pool of blood or something. Pool of Grim, I mean. I don't know, is that a thing? Is there a Grim pool? I guess they gotta come from somewhere. When they're not coming from dragons. Well, alright, Mr. Grumpy. I didn't do anything. Oh, look at all those pits. Huh. So now I'm wondering, is that a sort of spawn? Or is that just where they nest? Under tar-like stuff? I don't know, why are you asking me? Goodness. Now this very much looks like the sort of place where the witch lady was. I believe her name was something Salem. Hey look, it's those two, but I don't know for sure. They don't seem thrilled. Okay, so yeah, they are all alive then. Yeah, your face has a thing on it.
Yes, yes. Please keep your posse in check.
What did he just
You hear
say?
that? Silence. I have half the mind to thank the little girl that bested you.
If I were you, I'd hunt her down. Find her, and... well, she took your eye, didn't she?
Oh, did she? So that scar definitely did some damage. I mean, the scar itself didn't, but you know. You know, it's a mark of it. Can you speak? Not very
Pathetic.
well.
Why did you eat?
Are you just floating in? It seemed like there was a slight movement of footsteps, but... yeah, that's weird. Okay. They're footsteps. Just very graceful. Which, you know, that's kind of unsettling. When it's like, very human, but not quite.
What? Do you find such malignance necessary?
Yeah, do you? Come on, guys.
I apologize, ma'am. I'm not particularly fond of failure.
He sits
Then
on
I
the
see
chair
no
like
reason
L.
for your cruelty towards young Cinder. She's become our fall maiden, destroyed Beacon Tower, and most importantly, killed dear Ozpin.
Did she,
So
though?
I'm curious, to what failures are you referring?
Well, the girl with the silver eyes.
Yes. We've dealt with their kind before. How is it a novice was able to best one of us?
Surprise.
My thoughts exactly. Even without her new power, it should have been effortless.
It is because of the maiden's power.
Okay. Do tell.
Make no mistake, Cinder. You hold the key to our victory. But your newfound strength brings with it a crippling weakness. Which is why you will remain by my side as we continue your treatment.
What's the weakness? I'm curious.
Dr. Watts, you are to take Cinder's place and meet with our informant in Mistral.
Very good.
Tyrion, I want you to continue your hunt.
You know, I'm
for
not
the
gonna
Spring
remember
Maiden.
these names.
Gladly.
And Hazel, I'm sending you to the leader of the White Fang. Adam Taurus has arranged the meeting. The boy continues to prove loyal. Ensure that Sienna Khan feels the same.
As you wish.
Adam Taurus? Was that the name?
Oh,
Should that be familiar? Because it kind of is, but... Oh, Adam. Oh, it's Blake's, right? Yeah.
Speak, child.
She wants to know... What about the girl?
What about her? Seems to me like this is Cinder's problem, not ours.
Such anger.
That's enough. Tyrion?
Yes, my lady?
Tyrion.
Spring can wait.
I want to remember the name.
Find the girl that did this to Cinder. And bring her to me.
Unsettling. It's better than nothing, right?
Because of your efforts, Beacon has fallen. And Haven will be next.
Wah! Ah! Ah! Ah!
Eye for an eye.
Very much crazy. Who are you? I don't think I know that person, do I? Okay. It's very bright. He's already doing way too much work for my liking. It's like he seems younger than I think he is. I can't tell. I don't know. Also, why is he alone? That's another question. Maybe he's not young. Maybe he's just short. And small.
I'm just saying, there's more members of Juniper in this team than Ruby. It just makes sense to go with that one.
But Junior isn't a color.
Junior.
How can I be more clear? 1, 2, 3. That's more than 1.
But we're helping Ruby with her objective. Wouldn't that make her the leader?
So they're Ranger now?
We need to focus. Also, Junior is way cooler.
Exactly!
I mean, I think Ranger is cooler than Junior, personally. Not for Ruby's sake, just for the sake of the words themselves. That's a big one! That's just a golem right there. That's a golem.
Let's get that thing off her.
Don't forget me!
Oh, how could we forget you?
We need to draw its attention away from Ruby.
Could use some help!
It's a shame he's made of rock.
Gotta getting closer.
My blades don't hurt him.
Crap! How about this?
So that was Zappy Zap Dust Ammo. I'm sorry, John.
You'll be fine without a weapon. You're the strategist.
That's it!
So he's without a weapon? Why is he without a weapon? She's quite strong. I mean, they all are. I'm just saying. You're good, John. You're good.
Whoa! Hey, be careful!
Ow! Ow! Rockin' face. Oh. Well, all right then.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
His arm is a tree! His arm is a tree!
Big mistake!
No, 'cause fire? Yeah.
Big mistake!
Was that it?
Okay, how do we do this?
His body is too thick to break through.
It doesn't care about its body.
Well, the masks seem pretty vulnerable.
Having new limbs.
But it's protecting its face.
We can't break it.
If we knocked all of its limbs off at once, then went for the... Guys, I got it! We hit it harder.
Is that it?
No, seriously, it's trying to keep us from its face. If we kill the limbs, we'll have a shot to kill the whole thing.
I think with their speed, they could just get to the face anyway, but...
Do this, yeah.
You know, let's go by the plan. Why not?
Ren, left. RWBY, right. Nora, you ready to try out the new upgrade?
What is this upgrade you speak of? Now I'm
Right.
curious.
Then I will...
You will keep running.
Hey, over here!
Okay, do it then! What? I mean, whenever you're good.
Use everything you've got!
Oh. Now go for the face. Oh. It was just a ghost. Possessing rocks. I think that means it's dead.
Another victory for Team Junior. All right, okay, Ren, I think you're onto something. It's just not sounding great anymore.
Good.
We truly can't thank you enough.
Just doing our
You
job.
could try.
That Geist had been plaguing our village for weeks.
We do like
We were beginning
money.
to wonder if we'd have to relocate.
Well, we are on our way to Mistral.
So is Geist.
You could always come along with us if you don't feel safe.
I take it you're not from these parts. Anima is a large continent. I'm afraid our people would never survive the long trek to Mistral. It may be safer in the kingdoms, but we prefer our way of life.
You know, fair enough,
I
sir.
just
Fair
wish
enough.
we could pay you more.
Our previous arrangement is more than sufficient.
What would that be? Looks like a blacksmith.
There you go, son. It's gonna be heavier than you're used to, but you'll thank me the next time you go up against a set of claws.
Wow. I don't know what to say.
Don't gotta say anything. Just put it on.
I do want to
I'll
see
go get
this.
the rest.
Do it.
So, what are you waiting for?
Oh, right. Guess I was gonna grow out of it eventually.
A sign of progress.
Progress.
What?
What?
What was beneath it? What was beneath it?
What is that?
I've always had this.
That's fun.
It's got a cute little bunny rabbit!
It's Pumpkin Pete. You know, from the cereal.
I don't know, but
Send it a box top for a prize!
Yeah, 50.
I'm like, yes, actually. Oh, John, no. Just put the armor on, John.
Well, I suppose we don't have to grow out of everything.
Can't have a huntsman without his weapon.
Yes,
Get
weapon.
all the modifications you asked for.
Nora.
That was some fine metal you brought me. Accents the white nicely. Where'd you get it from?
From a friend.
Can only imagine. So then he's carrying a little bit of Pyrrha everywhere he goes, yeah? That's what I'm to make of this?
He cleans up all right, don't you think?
He certainly does.
I still think a grenade launcher would have really brought the look together. Nothing's gonna stop Team Ranger now. Team Junior.
Still not a color.
Doesn't matter what we're called.
Well, Ranger's not a color either, to
As long
be
as we're
fair.
together.
You kids sure you won't stick around? You've been real good to this town.
Sorry, but we've got another mission. Make it to Haven Academy, no matter what.
I
Yeah.
heard the next village over has a working airship.
No way to know for sure. Scroll signals were bad enough out here when Beacon Tower was still up. Haven't heard from Shion Village in a while.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Food.
Check,
Water.
check.
How about ammo?
Locked and loaded.
Good.
Thank you, Schnee Dust Company.
Got the map?
So they're still,
Red's got it.
you know, at least associating with Schnee.
Wait, what?
Guys, please tell me you're joking.
Uh,
Guys.
I missed that last part.
Guys.
nope.
Jean, what are they missing? I didn't hear you because I was saying stuff. Hey, look at you.
Yes?
Pardon the interruption, Miss Schnee, but your father wishes to speak to you.
Thank you, Klein.
Let's hope that it's a positive thing. Or the end of the episode, right? Yeah. So now let's see the intro! Rooster Teeth first. First, it's first now. Alright. So they must be planning to stick with the whole Rooster Teeth first thing for a long time. If they're gonna attach it to this. Do I only have lyrics in my... Okay, no. The lyrics just seem most prominent in my left ear. It was weird. Who's that dude? Did Weiss have a brother? That's what it looked like. It's kind of sad. But I like that she seemed to be working at it. That's interesting. Really, a series created by Monty Owen. Alright, so there was that, and now the episode is over rather. So now it's time to talk about it. Alright, so this episode I did enjoy. I think that it offered it offered a lot of good hope because we do get to see, you know, the characters again. Not only have they grown in terms, you know, mature, okay, kind of mature, you know, but strength, and but it's just they've moved on. But at the same time, it's not like the past events have just been forgotten, you know, because we do still get to see, you know, the results of some of the things. Like they're all still out, you know, hunting down the enemy and whatnot. And we did, you know, I assume that the bits of metal that Jean, you know, went into Jean's upgrades were from Pyrrha. And that's sad, because you know how I liked them. But you know, it's really good too, because it shows that, yeah, like, even now, they still remember Pyrrha and what they lost, and not only that, but they're you know, they're kind of carrying her along with them. I really liked that Jean now has metal from Pyrrha's stuff. I have to assume that's what that was, because I think that's what a lot of the gold, where a lot of that gold came from, and everything. Yeah. So this is going to be a divisive thing, I'm sure. I didn't love when RWBY laughed so heartily at Jean, and I think a lot of that is because I really like Jean, and it seemed to kind of pass the point of RWBY finding it to be a funny thing. It did seem to go into the kind of making fun of Jean category, which again, I don't like that. I don't like when people make fun of other people, especially when I happen to like the person that's being made fun of. So that's just kind of how I felt about it. But again, like I said, it's divisive. I'm sure everyone, a lot of other people at least, thought that RWBY was just gosh darn adorable during that part. But I, you know, as with other parts, it's not me being like critical of RWBY, you know, the character. It's just, you know, if anyone were in that position, I'd be like, okay, come on, that's enough. Like, ease off. Like, ease off, Jean, lip quiver. And I get it, things for comedic sake, or for the sake of comedy. But I just didn't really like that part so much. So I thought it was funny that he did have something on under the armor, just on the front of his hoodie. It was just kind of like how much focus was put on that, and again, just how it was treated. I don't know. It didn't make me love RWBY more, and I didn't love it. So yeah, I liked the fight though. It didn't seem too out there for me, I guess. Like, to me, it was kind of obvious, like, yeah, aim for the open spot. Like, that's kind of just the, you know, if you're thinking about video games, it's like, look at what's vulnerable and attack that. If you have a giant stone thing with, like, one seemingly kind of fleshy part in the center, aim for the center. Like, that's just kind of what you do. But I guess in a show like this, it's, you can't abide by video game logic all the time. So, you know, I'm not faulting Jean or any of them for not having really thought about that sooner. But I would think if you're attacking the rock and that doesn't seem to be doing anything, you probably do want to switch up your strategy a little bit. I don't think it was entirely necessary that they like completely destroyed all of the limbs before attacking that. I think they could have just focused on attacking the head, like especially with RWBY's speed semblance. I think she could have gotten in there and fired off a shot like point blank at the face, or, you know, really shoved her scythe point in, which would have done some damage. Or if not, even without, you know, like a speed semblance, we've seen Ren get in really close, we've seen Nora get in really close, so I think it was doable. I'm not gonna say that, you know, like what they did clearly worked. I just don't think it was the only way to do it. So whatever, they got it done, that's fine. And then, you know, the episode actually started by showing all the villains. Like, we get to see they're clearly all working together. Cinder, Mercury, Emerald, along with Salem, or whatever her name is. And which lady Salem, I'm gonna jump between that, I'm sure, or just back and forth. And then you get 3 new guys, I believe. I don't remember their names. One of them was Tier something. Maybe I should call him Tiara for now. Anyway, Tiara's the crazy one. And apparently, they're after, I assume they're gonna go after the Fall Maidens, like, or not the Fall Maidens, the Maidens kind of one at a time, because I think that Salem told Tiara that Spring could wait, right? Because first his target is RWBY, not to kill her, but to bring her back. So, we get to see him sometime soon, I would imagine. I assume that this season is going to be 12 episodes long. I think that's what the other ones were, aside from Volume 1. I said season. I meant volume. And so, you know, things gotta happen, because you know he's not gonna be successful. No, the first bad guy who approaches is not gonna be successful. That's just not how it works, right? Anyway. Oh, and what Salem said, that, like, listing all of Cinder's accomplishments, she mentioned that Ozpin was dead. I don't think that he's dead. I just still don't believe that he's dead. I think that if Ozpin had really died, we would have seen it on camera, you know? The fact that it pulled back, I don't know. I just don't believe that he's actually gone. I think that he's going to be absent for a while, but I don't think that he's never coming back. So, you know, interesting that she seems to believe so strongly, or because I can't imagine why she would just want to convince her followers that he was dead, because, you know, he's a big threat, that's for sure. But at the end of her monologue at the end of Volume 4. Maybe not at the end of the monologue, but at the end of Volume 4, her monologue, it seemed like she thought that Ozpin was still alive too. Granted, she hadn't really been in contact with Cinder at that point, I wouldn't imagine, but still, I feel like she's the kind of person who would just sort of know these things. Anyway, but yes, I like where this volume is going so far. I like that we do get to see the characters again. They're their own selves, you know, but we also have seen some growth, and we do get to see that, you know, what happened in Volume 3 is real. It's still affecting everyone, you know, even if you didn't lose an arm. Poor Yang. I really want to see, I want to see Yang again. And I want to see everyone, you know. But at the same time, you know, they're still going out, they're still being active, you know, performing the act of hunter and huntress, and, you know, helping the villages along the way and everything. And I just think it's really cool and good of them. So I think that this was a good start to this next volume. I think that, you know, there were some little things that, you know, probably could have been tweaked to make it a little bit better, but I honestly can't say what those things are, so really I don't feel that I have, you know, so much of a right to hold that belief. Like, if I can't think of what exactly would have bettered it, then I can't really offer. For me, what would have bettered it is if RWBY hadn't laughed at Jean so much. Laughing with Jean is something else, but at, you know, poking fun, that's not very nice. As far as everything else, again, the only other really, you know, little nitpick I have is with the fight and how I think it should have been a little obvious, especially when Ren actually, I think it was Ren, actually did hit the mask with his gunblade thing, that it was a weakness. But aside from that, no, I think that the pacing is fine so far. We have had another nice introduction to the characters, and we get to see where they're going next. They're off to Haven, you know, they're still looking for whatnot, so, and we do get to see too, or we did get to see a bit of what the villains had in mind. So yes, I am looking forward to the rest of this volume. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments below, what you thought about this, that, whether you liked it, whether you disliked it, etc., and so on and so forth. You can talk about this episode or any episode before, but please do not talk about any episode in the future, and by that I just mean Volume 2 or Volume 4 Chapter 2 at this point. But even if I have already seen that chapter, I'm not sure that everyone else who's watching this has, and so for their sake, please do not spoil things, because no one likes to be spoiled. If they want answers, if they want to know what's going to happen ahead of time, they can go search it out for themselves. They don't need to accidentally see anything in the comments if they're trying to avoid it. So yes, please be nice, please don't leave spoilers, but let me know what you thought in a nice way and everything, and with that, we're calling it here. Cue outro, go!